Hello, goblins. It's Chris, Eldritch Pipes. And it's time to do my top tobaccos of 2021. I finally got round to it. I was scribbling away today making my list. I think I've more or less taken the approach that I always take, which is my list isn't really comprised of things that I think I like. It's comprised of the tobaccos that I continually run out of because I'm smoking them. And so that's the way I work out which ones I really like. They're the ones that I'm constantly filling my pipe with. Before I get into those, I'm just going to let you in on a few things that have been going on. It's been a strange time for me, this sort of over the, I'd say December, coming into January. Getting hold of Briar, it's not hard getting hold of Briar. But since I started like 7 years ago, whenever I've ordered Briar, it's arrived ready to go. I don't know if that's always been the case. Obviously, there are people who've been in the business way longer than I have. But last year, no matter where you seem to source Briar from, it was coming in damp. Now, I have talked to some people who've been in the business longer, and it seems to, from different sources, it can be a thing. But it just means that you have to get into a sort of a longer, you have to plan longer. So you're drying Briar in your workshop, which is totally fine. And in fact, I was lucky enough that I'd made an order several months ago. So it's all good. I just noticed it's just a change that's been going on recently. Whether it's to do with global events, I don't know. But it's not just from one supplier, it's from all different suppliers. Yeah. Another thing, I don't know if I'd mentioned before, but in the last whole bunch of commissions that I've been doing, I've been sending out, what was it? It was a limited edition Halloween Goblin. Because Ken Byron Ventures sent me a pack of quite a few, and they've just been going off hither and thither with whatever commissions I had at the time. Now, I'm just about to send my last pack off. That'll be to Linford Toy. I'm going to be finishing his pipes tomorrow. They'll be going off over the weekend, and that will be my last pack of Halloween Goblin going out. So I thought, oh well, all things come to an end. But all of a sudden, something appeared on my doorstep as a perfectly timed miracle. Holly Jolly Goblin. Which was a blend that Ken came up with over the holiday season. And we chewed over a few names for that. We settled on Holly Jolly. And what do you know? Now I've got several packs to send out over the next couple of commissions. So if you've got commissions with me over January and February, expect to get a pack of Holly Jolly Goblin in your box. I think Thomas Cullen is the next one. He's the one that's going to get the first, or you, if you're out there, Thomas, you're going to be the first one to get the Holly Jolly Goblin. So that's pretty cool. All right. Top 10 tobaccos of 2021. It's an interesting list this year. I reckon if you look back over my previous year's top 10s, they've mostly been a lot of the usual suspects, maybe in slightly different orders, but, you know, there've been a lot of tobaccos that have dominated my top 10 for I would say the last 3 or 4 years. This year, I have noticed my palate has changed. I don't know when it changed, but it has. My previous list would be dominated with Latakia blends. Englishes, Balkans, just random Latakia crossover blends, things like Frogmorton and what have you. Mind you, I've tried to keep out what do you call, like, unicorn style blends, although 1 or 2 have made it in there. That's just life. But number 10 on my list, I couldn't put it any higher because I've only just got it, but since I got it, man, I've been smoking it. HH Rustica. Now, this is such an interesting blend. It comes across as a dark fired blend to me, but with how it comes across to me is not what's in the blend, weirdly, because it hits my senses as a heavy oriental blend with a huge dose of dark fire. That's how it comes across to me, which is, it seems unique, and I kind of love it. There's no orientals in here. But I'm not even sure. There must be dark fired Kentucky. There must be. But I know that I think the main leaf is the Rustica. Anyway, it burns a treat, tastes amazing. Strength-wise, it is strong. Now, I think the strongest tobacco I've ever smoked until now would be the Bold Kentucky. And at most, it might sort of smart on the retrohale, so it's really more of a, I don't know, would you describe that as like a perceived strength? This is a little bit different. Taste-wise, I don't find it overwhelming. I find it just perfect for me. But after 20 minutes, my teeth go numb. Now, I guess I'm putting that down to nicotine content. So in terms of nicotine strength, I think this might be a strong one. So I smoke this in small doses. That's the way I do it. But it is delicious. So there you go. It's number 9. Okay, number 9. This is an old favourite, but it's much further down on the list than in previous years. It's dark fired. So this is like a burley mix. I forget what else is in it. I think it might be burley and Virginia, maybe burley and Oriental. It's been a long favourite of mine, but I think ever since there was that hiccup where Dunhill stopped producing it, and there was that interim period before Peterson picked it up, I just stopped smoking it in order to preserve what I had. And by doing that, it just got knocked out of my rotation. And every now and then I think to smoke it, but it just hasn't one I've been going back to. But when I do, I love, love, love it. It's still one of my top ones. Obviously, it's in the list. All right. Number 8. It's another HH blend. Acadian Perique. I am definitely tilting towards the vapors, I think. Definitely that sort of like rich, raisiny, definitely leaning into the sweet. So that's, I don't know, it's like even now, It's like the one I'm smoking, which we'll get to at the end because I'm smoking my favourite one at the moment. It's a malty, it's like a rich cup of tea kind of flavour. And this very much does that. It's just so fragrant. And Perique just seems to be where it's at the moment. I think I recall I once did smoke some Perique straight. On its own, it's not as flavourful as you think it might be. It requires other elements to make the best of it. A bit like straight Latakia. It's a great element of tobacco, but on its own can be a bit bland. But it's just like a one note, offering a one note thing. Okay. Number 7. LJ's Peretti number 8 slice. It's been mixing around in my top blends ever since I discovered it. A friend of mine, Phil, when he was on holiday in the States, happened to be schmoozing by LJ Peretti's, and I was like, what? You have to dive in there. He grabbed me number 8 slice, and I have just been a fan ever since. There's really, actually, I was going to say there's nothing else like it. Actually, some other blends since have like come, they're like playing in the same area. There's a Sutliff crumble cake. I currently forget what that's called. Is doing kind of the same thing. But I think the number 8 slice is like the original. That's the way I think of it. I might need to give this a little boost. Alright, we'll try again. Where are we? Ah, yes, number 6. Another long-term favourite. Still, I don't think this is as high as it's been in the past. There have been some supply issues with this one, but recently I was able to snag a bunch. So probably next year it will go up again. But anyway, still 6 is not shabby. J.F. Tremaine's Rich Dark Flake. I mean, if you know, you know. There's nothing else like it, except for Stonehaven, which is the same thing. So really, there's nothing else like it. And it's possibly the most, it's the tobacco that puts you in the most meditative frame of mind. Because it's a tobacco that you really just have to focus on. Some tobaccos you can smoke and go and do other things and still enjoy them. But Rich Dark Flake is something different. You have to sit down and think about it. And it's a transporting blend. That's what it is for me anyway. Notoriously hard to get hold of. Germains are kind of hard to get hold of at the best of times. Rich Dark Flake is probably one of the most popular ones that they do. So of all of them, so all of their hard to find blends, that's the hardest. But actually in the UK, most of the time you can get it when you want it. It's just those frustrating other half of the time when you have to wait and, I don't know, sweet talk your tobacco provider. All right, we're into the, what would you say, the big last half, the heavy hitters. All right, which is the bag for this one? Yeah, okay. A couple of these I've only ever discovered because people have gifted me them, for which I can't say thank you enough, because some of these have become my favourites. This one, I'm sorry to say, I've now forgotten who gave it to me, which is terrible, but it was a little while ago. And it's Peter Stockby's Luxury Bullseye. It was so not what I was expecting. I think just from the look of it, I was expecting something like Dunhill's, deluxe navy rolls. Completely different, not even slightly similar. In fact, the deluxe navy rolls I didn't even really like that much. That Escudo type thing. Which is a shame. I would have thought I would have liked it because it's Virginia and Perique. But for whatever reason, I'm thinking that maybe when I smoked it, the Virginias were just too fresh. And the Virginia and Perique just weren't gelling. Maybe I should have had a tin that I just cellared for 5 years and then got out. Maybe I should do that. But as it was, I didn't like it. And so I was not, when I saw these, I thought, this is not going to be my thing. As it turned out, this is a completely different kind of coin cut thing. I forget what it is. I know that the core is Cavendish. I forget what the other tobaccos are. I think it's got a bit of a flavouring on it as well. But it's delicious. It's tart, sweet, and just, is it an aromatic? I don't know. I think it possibly is, but it's in that very subtle way, where the topping or the flavouring, however they add it, it's in the background. It really just supports what's going on. It's a very lovely blend. Leads us to an interesting switch out. It's a GLP's blend. Now there normally is a GLP's blend in my top 10, but it's usually been Westminster. Westminster has disappeared from the list this year. It's been replaced by Embarcadero, which it's a lovely Oriental Virginia mix. It's got a nice bit of tang to it. It's really aromatic. The sweetness is quite subtle, and it's not got lots of depth to it. But I've been finding that. I think it was definitely over the summer, I was liking the lighter blends, the less ponderous ones. So, complete opposite to Rich Dark Flake, which is like this deep, subtle, mysterious blend that you disappear into. This one is kind of like a summery affair that you can sort of happily smoke while you work, which I think is probably what I did. There was another GLP's one. Actually, I'm going to put this down. There was another GLP's one that almost made it in, and it was Kingston, I think is what it's called. Kensington is what it's called. My brain. Kensington is a really lovely one as well. It has a whisper of Latakia in it, and I've been smoking that as well as a really nice fine cut too. It's very lovely. But in fact, looking down my list, has any Latakia made it in there? Maybe not. It's a Latakia free list this year. All right. Number 3. This was a tobacco that kind of was the start of what I'll call a beautiful relationship. This was the blend that really sort of caught my attention of Ken Byron, and it is Verge Engine Overdrive. If you've ever seen my review for this, you'll understand my enthusiasm for it. It's just it's something special, and it's, I think after I'd smoked Verge Engine, that was when I reached out and said, hey, you know what, maybe we could do a line of blends together, because it was just amazing, and I still smoke it and I still love it. And if you haven't had a chance, I think it's one of those blends that is more usually in stock. It's like one of his standards, and I would, if you haven't tried it, you really should, and you will be pleased that you did. All right, we're down to the last 2. This isn't a funny big bag. This is just the way it was gifted to me. And again, thanks to whoever gave it to me. I've forgotten who it is now, though. But Heinrich's Dark Strong Flake. This is an astonishing blend. To me, it's like it's a quintessential tobacco. This is kind of like, this is that smell, you know, when you pass a pipe smoker in the street, and you just get that sweet tobacco smell. It's smoky and sweet, and it's deep, not heavy, but it's light, and you smell that smell and you go, I want to taste whatever the heck that is. That is this blend. I kind of described it as a tobacco shop in a bag, because it's kind of, when I worked in a tobacconist, it's like when you walk in that door and you're hit by the combined smell of every tobacco in the shop. That's what this is. And it really comes through not just in the aroma in the bag, but it comes through in the flavour in the bowl as well. It's just a super comforting experience, and I really need to order some more of it. I really do. Coming to the last one. You see me rubbing my hands, it's still cold in here. It's taken the heater all day to get the temperature up to 11 degrees centigrade. So yeah, it's not been warm around these parts, but let's do the last one. Number 1. Like I said, I tried not to do hard to get tobaccos, but there's just no getting around this one. Unlike the Esoterica Penzance and Stonehaven, which we can more or less get here in other forms in the UK, Rich Dark Flake for Stonehaven, and the 1812 Flake Cut for Penzance. They're close enough that I've more or less ceased pursuing Penzance. Just don't need to anymore. But I'm still left with one, and it's the one I've been smoking today. It's, if you can read that, it's Esoterica's Tilbury. It's really hard to describe my love of this blend at the moment. It's just kind of, it's super mellow, super rich, if that makes sense. It smokes so easily, and it's of that malty, toasted variety. It's sweet in that natural tobacco way. And just 9 times out of 10, when my hand falls on a tobacco, it's Tilbury. Which is a real pig, because there's no counterpart in the JF Germain's range in the UK. Otherwise, I'd be smoking that one instead. So at some point, I'm going to have to source some more, which is the tobacco, the what would you call it? The transatlantic tobacco hunt that features in our lives sometimes. But there you go, Tilbury, Esoterica's Tilbury, number 1 on my list. I wonder what will be number 1 next year. I have no idea. Maybe my tastes will rotate again and it'll be onto something else. Or maybe I'll be sticking with the Virginia / Periques / Burleys / whatevers. All right. If things sort themselves out, I'll be back tomorrow night with this week's pipes. I'll finally be doing more than one pipe because I've been back in the shop for nearly a whole week. Not quite a whole week, but nearly. So I should have a couple of pipes to show y'all. But until then, take it very easy. A loyal pipe maker.